Hello chaps, how are we all doing today? Hope you're all well. Hope you're all enjoying your modelling, if you're into the modelling. If you're not into modelling and you want to kind of get into it, it's a good hobby to get into. It's a hobby, and that's all it is. This video, I decided to do it as in, why I got into modelling. Why do I model? Why do I make model kits? I suppose go back to the start as a kid. Back in the 70s, there wasn't much really on television. What I played with was little toy soldiers. Okay, I used to make up my own little battles and things like that, and after imagination. And there was a lot of, say, war films on television at the time and things, and it kind of sparked my interest. Okay. So you started off playing with your little soldiers, and then you started wanting to put a bit of armour with them, or airplanes, depends on which side which you're into. And I was into the armour side of it, and got the old little 172 scale tanks and things. Used to make them up. I never painted them. Actually, I did. I painted one or two of them, which is why I stopped. I used to use the the little tins of the enamel paints. Never really probably waited them. Well, never really waited for them to properly dry. So therefore they had finger marks in them, and had to wait ages before I could play with them. So didn't like that. Used to leave off all the little bits and pieces. Just make it a tank so I could play with it. Okay, and trucks and things like that. And some of my favourite ones was there was the truck with the artillery piece at the back of it, the 105 or whatever it was. I can't really remember back, but used to have a couple of those laid out inside some of my tanks, so I could have a bit of armour and some jeeps and things for my men. So when I laid them out and played with them, that was what I got. That was what I did. Then, like everybody else, I became a teenager. Modelling, and no interest in that whatsoever. Got married. I had my job, my career. I was a soldier. Played with soldiers as a kid, so I wanted to be a soldier. So I went off, joined the army, became a soldier. Served 22 and a half years in the army, the Irish army. Okay. So went overseas. I was served 4 tours of duty in the Lebanon with the United Nations, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my military career, I must say. Then I retired. I retired in 2010 due to the fact of age. To be a soldier and to be kind of soldiery, you have to be young and fit. That's what they want. They want young and fit people. So when you're in your 40s, they don't really want you anymore. The army don't want you anymore, and you start doing menial jobs around. I was doing gate security, other little jobs around the place. So I eventually decided to leave, so I left. Then retired for a couple of years, and my partner, I kind of had an interest in the modelling again. I was looking at the prices and things like that. And shop opened in town, and I found it. Well, it was open a while, but I'd found this shop in town that sold model kits. So I went down there, and I found this Tiger 1, the Academy one. And in a discussion with my partner, anyway, she bought it for me for Christmas. Okay, so I bought the glues and a few paints and things, and a few brushes, hairy sticks. Yeah, bought a few hairy sticks to go along with it. And I had it for Christmas, and I built it, and I enjoyed it. I did. Now, looking back, I didn't do a great job in it, I must admit, and sort of hand painted nice and thick blobs of paint and things. But I enjoyed it. And then, as time went on, I started getting a few more kits. Then I found that I could buy them online at a much better selection. Okay, So I started buying kits online. Then I started watching YouTube clips, just like this one here, and clips that I do of unboxings. You know, what you get in the box, what's there, what are you getting for your money, things like that. Watching people building them, learning little hints and tips. Not leaving off the fiddly bits until the end. I know the instructions will tell you to put it on now, but learning this in, right, well, if I go putting that on now, it's going to break the more I handle it. Okay, and it did. They broke when I handled them. Simple as that. So then I got into the painting a bit better. I started enjoying the painting. I started making dioramas. And if you go back through some of my earlier videos, you'll see that I kind of made dioramas for nearly everything. Then slowly the house started filling up with dioramas. I had no space for anything. Okay, I only have a small house, and then I started doing sort of standalone ones. Just looking around here for kits that I have. They're all sort of over there, and there are some downstairs, and some other ones. Here's one I did recently now, and made it onto a little base. Okay, there's a little Hetzer. Okay, and my diorama is sort of reduced down in size to little things like this, little vignettes, I think they're called. I'm not sure the technical terms. I'm not sure in technical terms for anything. If anybody's been watching my videos and watching my unboxings, they'll know that I don't really have technical terms. This is the shooty thing, and these are the drivey bits. But by watching videos of other YouTubers, modelling YouTubers now, not Jacksepticeye or anything like that, but watching other videos, Shane Smith was one of them I used to watch. Panzerkill 13 was another one I used to watch a lot. Learned a lot of nice little hints and tips from him about using pastels as pigments and things. From Shane Smith I learned some nice hints and tips on painting figures. There was lots more. Then I found Andy's Hobby Headquarters. Brilliant site. If you're not ever seen Andy's Hobby Headquarters, get over to Andy's Hobby Headquarters. That's what it is. He's a shop in America, and he builds the kits. Does a nice video, start to finish, painting the whole lot, and he does this technique called he just paints everything black and then black and white technique. Brilliant. It works. It really does. It gives a kind of a nice little sort of tonal effect. Technical again. But from watching all these videos, I kind of developed my own little style, my own ways of doing things. With figures, I started off just using a thing called Agrax Earthshade. Paint the skin. Agrax Earthshade works wonders. It did. It worked for me for a while. When I look back at it now, I don't like them. Okay. I tried painting the eyes, and got that astonished look. The big eyes and things like that. So I decided to leave out the eyes. Don't do the eyes. And I found that by not doing certain things makes it look better. Okay? Leaving out certain little details. Because if a detail is wrong and it looks wrong, it'll stick out. Whereas if it wasn't there in the first place, it wouldn't be noticed. And I noticed that especially with eyes. Because when you look at a person, say, your model is that size, your average figure, it's about that size. And if you look at it from about 2 feet away, and you scale that down and scale all that into it, you're looking from a person from about 30 feet away. When you look at a person from 30, 40 feet away, you don't see the whites of their eyes. You don't. It's as simple as that. You just don't see the whites of their eyes. You just see a kind of little dark spot. You know that their eyes are there, but you can't really actually see their eyes. So I started using that. And what I do now is I kind of paint the flesh colour, give it a little bit of wash, and then highlight back with the flesh colour again. So you're getting your light and dark, and you're getting your shadow and your shading and things like that. And that works. And it works for me, and I'm happy with it. I use the same with them with the clothes and things like that. But that's not kind of breaking away from the thing. Why do I do it? I do it because, for one, it passes time. Okay, when you're retired, you've plenty of time. Okay, and if you don't get yourself a hobby, you'll crack up. You will. You'll go mental. You'll start annoying the people around you. The people around you then will sort of, there's an old saying, familiarity breeds contempt. Okay. And what that basically means is that if you're sitting around all day with just you and your partner, and you're just sitting down watching television all day, every day, you soon run out of things to talk about. Then you start getting on each other's nerves. Okay. Then you start kind of, slowly but surely breaking up, but staying together at the same time. But you've nothing in common anymore. So by taking yourself away, doing your little hobby, whatever it is, with me it's modelling, making model kits. Some people do cards, lots of other hobbies. Some men play golf. Waste of a good walk, if you ask me. But that's basically why I do what I do. Okay, I enjoy it. It's a hobby. It's there to be enjoyed. I come up in the evenings. I do it. Sometimes, if I don't feel like modelling, I'll just start looking through YouTube at other people's clips. So I'm not always modelling when I come up. I'm within the modelling field, but I'm watching other people's videos. I very rarely comment for some weird reason. Very rarely comment, but I watch quite a lot. I do. I actually do watch quite a lot of builds and things like that, and new models coming out and things like that. Okay, most of the models I buy, most of the kits I buy, like, I live in Ireland. We got one shop in Limerick, the city I live in, that sells model kits, but they're not a model shop. They're more of a, for the gamers, for the Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff. It's not a very big shop. It's a smallish shop, but they've got one wall then that they've got some model kits on, and they've got sort of all the scales and all the things, and when it comes down to the armour, they're maybe 8 or 10 kits. And the prices are a bit ridiculous. Now, they're not for them, because they, it's what they buy them from. They got to make it a few bob off them as well. So it's kind of out of my, I could buy the same kit online from England or Poland for much cheaper. So I do, I do support I support them when I buy paints and things. I buy a lot of my paint from them, because I can go down and buy one or two. Like I said, I'm a retired soldier, so I'm on a pension, and I don't have a great amount of money to spend. And what I can afford to spend on the modelling is very, very small. And if it wasn't for a lot of my subscribers send me kits, and if it wasn't for them, there wouldn't really be a channel. To be quite honest with you, without you, there wouldn't really be a channel. So thank you very much for anybody that has ever sent me models and things like that. I really appreciate it. I really do. I really, really do. I can't emphasize that enough, that how much it means to me. I love reading the comments of people, which is weird, because I'm not, when I said I'm not really much for giving comments to other people, and I should comment on people's stuff a lot more. So that's something for the future as well. But anyway, that is basically why I model. I model because it's a hobby, and because I enjoy it, and I get a certain bit of pleasure from it. Okay, and it stops me sort of biting the head off the wife. So that's it, lads. Just wanted to share that little bit of info with you. Comment in the box below why you model, or why you want to get into it, and do you think I'm doing the right thing by being on YouTube, by sharing my hobby with other people, or do you think I'm doing wrong in doing it? Okay, I'm not doing it for the money. Believe me, I'm not doing it for the money. Want to a couple of million subscribers to actually start making anything really out of YouTube. for what I make. It just about covers the few paints and things that I buy. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Don't forget to stay tuned to the channel for updates on my builds. Currently I'm building the Bronco models, STK said 221 Leichter Panzer Sparwagen. God, it's a mouthful and a half. But it's brilliant little kit. Tons of PE. Which would have frightened me a year ago. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to do it a year ago. I'll just show it to you. I mean, if you look at the front of that, okay, you can see all the PE. It's everywhere in it. Okay, and that would have frightened the living daylights out of me there some time ago. Okay, and where are we here now? You can see it there in the front. Okay, tiny little bits of PE, bit of folding and all that. Now I don't have a PE bender. I get the piece, figure out how it needs to be bended and try and bend it the best way I possibly can. There have been kits in the past and I've broken the PE, tried to bend it and just got so angry with it and mad at it, I just gone. We've all done it. We've all done it. So that's it, lads. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe. Enjoy your modelling. And like I always say, go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it. But enjoy it. It's John signing off saying, I'll catch you in the next one, lads. Stay safe.